Welcome, everybody. And today's topic for us, nothing new. Every time I come over here and say, oh, this is the topic, and let's see how things move with respect to energy. Let's see how things move with respect to energy when we look at a family, when we look at any other system, when we look at a workplace. Let's look at energy. And what happens? What happens when we are not able to look at ourselves as energy? So today's topic being, when we are unable to see ourselves as anything but the body. We are only constantly stuck in the body self. And then where does that take us? What happens when we are not able to understand or comprehend that we are not just the body? Who are we talking about? Well, we are talking about all of us. We're talking about all of us who, before this little bit of awareness came in, we were only thinking of ourselves as this is me, this is my life. Some of it is getting created from where I stand. Some of it is getting created from what I don't even understand. God is giving this to me. This is happening to me. This is all a creation outside, and I am a victim of my circumstances. And that is how we tend to look at ourselves. And then, not necessarily break down, but we try and make the best of it. Why? Because, okay, this is life and this is what we have to do. And we don't have a choice and we can't change anything. Well, right there in that space, when we begin to look at ourselves as energy, we understand that the only thing to change, really, we don't have to change any other thing. The only thing that we have to change is our energy, no matter what is happening outside. Because you know what? The outside will happen. The outside is a combination of many, many frequencies, your entire resonance with all the people who are walking along with you, some called family, some called work. They're all walking together with you. And any creation that manifests is, the sum total of everything that's moving together. That's happening in the entire universe, the sum total of everything that's moving together. All the frequencies are constantly changing. If you look at a COVID, there was a fear frequency that was that was impacting everybody who was moving together. And yet, did everybody look at COVID in exactly the same way? No, there were some people who were not feeling so threatened, who were not feeling the matter of life and death, who were able to live beyond that fear, who were able to understand that this too is just a frequency. Did they change the outside world? Did anything change on the outside? No, but everything inside was different. And that's the difference when we are looking at everything as just the body. Every topic that we deal with, whether it's home life, whether it's office life, whether it's something that's happening to us, it's a disease, whether it's money that we have to be operating with, the money that we have, the money that we don't have, the money that we want, all of this, when we refuse to look at ourselves as anything but the body, we will keep running. We will keep running after something or the other. We will run after money. Then when we have money, we might run after love. We might have both of them. We will run after health. We will not have time to enjoy. So we will try to run after time. The whole time we will only spend running. And when we are running after one thing or the other, whether we receive something or not, worry, fear, anxiety, all of these are bound to happen. All of these are bound to happen. And if you look back at your life, you can easily see many of you who have come to this path of becoming more aware of yourself as energy might just be starting to see that, yes, before this, we were always running after something or the other. The running was from energies of worry. The running was from energies of insecurities, of fears. And now, when we begin to look at ourselves just as a frequency, an energy frequency that is playing out at some point in time, when we begin to look at ourselves as energy, the running stops. The running stops. But most of the times, and most of the people that you will find around you, they're running, and they've given them some really nice names as well. To all the running after something outside, you call it an ambition, you call it goals. And then you're like, oh, goals are a great thing to have. If you don't have goals, your life is worthless. Your life is meaningless. And you start to feel bad about not having goals, about not running after something. So this is the place where your mind is at play. And the mind is at play, and the mind will only constantly remind you of your body, not of anything else. Because, now please don't curse your mind, because the mind is at play for a certain reason. You came on earth to experience all of these frequencies, these wonderful frequencies of fear and worry and anxiety. And that's why 99% of the world outside is running. Why? Because they came to experience that running. It's only a few of us where we feel, okay, this journey is now coming to an end. Our energy, we don't know how many millions of years old that energy is that we are carrying. And that energy has come to experience all of that, is done with the experience of all of that. And then suddenly energy puts us in a space of heart frequencies. The heart frequencies is where you actually begin to look at yourself as not just the body. We've heard these lines many times. They're repeated in many books. Everybody talks. You're not just the body. You're more than the body. You're not just your emotion. You're more than the emotion. You're not just a feeling. You're more than the feeling. You are more than that. But what are you? What are you when you are more than that? Okay, aham brahmasmi. But what does that Brahman mean? You've heard all of these lines, and these are just textbook lines for you. They're just textbook lines for you and for me, because we have no idea what those peoples are really saying. Why don't we have an idea? Because we are sitting in the body space. We can only see ourselves as this body, a victim of a few circumstances, a winner in a few circumstances, struggling in some of the circumstances, and moving along in some others. And in all of this, some is in our hands and some is not. And when we begin to look at energy, the recognition, the realization that everything is always in our hands, and yet nothing is in our hands. Everything is in our hands, because everything that pertains to our emotion, my emotion in this particular situation, what am I going to feel? Oh, I am simply just a frequency in this moment, and I can change from one frequency to another in the next moment. So then everything that I am going to respond to an outside situation with, everything is in my hands. That is when I am no longer the body, I am easily able to shift my energy. And then nothing is in my hands. Why? Because the universe is moving. The entire energy source, the entire universe as is simply moving along its energy, and everything that's happening around is a creation of energy, a manifestation of energy, and everything is already in perfection. But that can only happen to us when we are able to understand that we are not simply the body. A very interesting conversation I had, in one of my groups, in one of the programs that I conduct, in one of the groups, and somebody asked me, so what is it that you meditate on? You always tell people, be in the frequency of Meenal, be in the frequency of Meenal. What is it that you meditate on? And I said, I say to myself, be in the frequency of Meenal. And they were very surprised. They said, but why do you say that? You are Meenal. I say to myself, I'm in the frequency of Meenal. And they were like, why do you say that? You are Meenal. Why would you say that? And the whole point over here being menal. This menal is in the body. This menal in the body, just like you, has come to experience everything of the earth. Everything. So it experiences anger and frustration and joy and love and surrender and faith, everything. All of the emotions that everybody goes through, this body goes through. In that moment, it is sitting in the body space. When it is sitting in the body space, and let us say, I begin to realize, oh, I'm sitting in sadness and I'm so done with sadness. I don't need to experience sadness more and more. Now, what will I do? I will move to me as the energy. And so, what will I meditate on? I like the menal frequency. The menal frequency is filled with masti, filled with surrender, has lots and lots of faith in it. So, I meditate on menal frequency. Why wouldn't I meditate on the frequency when I'm not in that frequency? I meditate and bring myself back to that frequency of joy, to that frequency of masti. And so here it is that when we are on earth, now many people, I'm just explaining to you how many different ways we get stuck in our understanding of the body itself. The body here, when many people come to me and for the first time they realize that everything is a choice and they can easily make the choices, this is a question that I often get asked. And the question is, how can I make sure that I always stay in this energy? How can I just make sure that I stay in this beautiful, amazing bliss that I am experiencing right now? I don't want to go back to my previous self. I just want to be here. The minute you begin to ask yourself for a limiting experience, I want to limit my experience. This is what you're doing. I want to limit my experience only to this joy. I do not wish to feel the opposite side, the sadness or the anger. I never wish to feel it again. The minute you say this, the minute you are wishing for this, it's the fun paradox, but you've already, while you are wishing for the energy, but you've already moved to a limiting experience, and the limiting experience belongs to the body. Every limiting experience belongs to the body, and you are always going to experience the body. You are here on earth to stay with the body, to be in the body, to experience everything that the body is going to go through. When you are simply in the energy state, the recognition is, in this moment, I am the frequency of anger. In this moment, I am the frequency of anger. When you are in the energy state, anger as a frequency, the revelation is known to you. You are no longer angry, but you are in the frequency of anger. You are the energy of anger, and the energy is no longer judging itself. And on that spot itself, the anger frequency becomes a matter of choice. A matter of choice. Okay, since I'm energy, I can be any energy. I can choose anything. What do I wish to choose right now? But it can only become a matter of choice after you've experienced the anger and then come to the recognition. Why will you experience the anger again and again? It's just a frequency. It's just a frequency, and it's always going to be available to us in the environment. As a matter of fact, every frequency is available to us in the environment, and we are going to simply keep experiencing. So what changes when you begin to recognize that you are not just the body? What changes? Well, the time span that you're going to experience things for, that changes, because you experience some anger, you have a fight with someone, 5 minutes later, the awareness comes in. I was operating in this frequency. Okay, am I done with this frequency? No, I'm still angry. Okay, let's experience a little bit more anger. But the whole energy experience, which otherwise might have taken 2 years, 6 months, will only take a few hours, maybe even a day. but the entire frequency will be experienced by you in a much shorter span of time. And then you'll be done with the experience and you'll be able to exercise another choice, another frequency. And that choice is the one that becomes available to us when we are in the energy space. In the body space, we will constantly be simply elongating, expanding one experience, two experience, the same energies over and over again, without the recognition that everything is a creation first here, first here. It's a creation here first. It's not a creation outside, but it's a creation here. And then everything is in your hands to change. What to change? The frequency, the energy to change right here, right now. And that choice is the biggest gift when we begin to expand our knowing to I am limitless. I am not just this body. I am not just this emotion. I am not just a feeling. I am the sum total of all. I am energy. I am every frequency that is out there. And that acceptance and not running away and not wanting to cut out some experiences, but simply to understand that every experience is here simply because an emotion exists and you've tuned into that emotion. You've tuned into that emotion. Many people love to stay, and I've talked about it in many other webinars as well, about the stories. Let go of the stories, let go of the stories. But many people love to stay, to engage in the story. What will that do? It'll keep you in the body space, because in a story, there is you and there is me. And there are two separate yous and me's, and you are doing something that is causing me something. There is always going to be a blame game, or maybe even a credit game. But all of those games belong to the outside. A blame game, oh, he did this to me, she did that to me, and that's the reason I am going through this hardship. Well, it's only when we begin to understand our energy and the creation through our energies that we can sign out of stories. We can sign out of stories. And it's so funny because, I watch on a daily basis how we all love to engage in different kinds of stories. I've seen this about myself, that I'm mostly not interested in stories anymore, which are all about suffering. They're all about suffering. Oh, I'm suffering with this. Oh, he's suffering. Oh, you made someone suffer and I made someone suffer. I'm not engaged in those stories of suffering. And people say, but shouldn't you be more compassionate? Should you not be more compassionate to those who are suffering? And I simply, I laugh and I try to explain. And it doesn't matter whether I explain or not, because it's just a reminder to myself. What is there to be compassionate about? Let's say you go watch a movie and you come back and you tell me, listen, I watched this movie. It's amazing. You must go. It's a great movie. There is so much. It's so deep. It's so intense. I cried so much of it. This movie is absolutely fascinating. And I go see the movie and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's all right. And you're like, how can you not like the movie? How can you not like their acting? How can you not like, oh my God, the story is so intense. They've shown what actually happens in reality. How can you not like it? Well, here's the thing. I've recognized it's a movie. And yes, I like some movies and I don't like some movies. And that's a matter of choice. But in both of them, I no longer get engaged. I love to listen to funny stories. I also love to listen to miracle stories. But as soon as a miracle happens, I'm also quick to remind myself it's a manifestation of the energies that they are right now sitting in. And that's all that it is. It's a game. It's a game of the energies. Yes, miracles are a beautiful thing to observe. Miracles are a beautiful thing to witness. However, it still is simply a game of the energy that you are sitting in. The more and more you're going to be sitting in the space of the energies of the heart, the more miracles you are going to witness. It's like, when you want to cook some kheer, and then you add all the ingredients, well, the kheer is going to get prepared. And yet, yes, we do sit in wonderment, we do sit in amazement, because some aspects are revealed to us as a secret of the universe. But what is that? It's simply a frequency of wonderment. Even that is a frequency, the frequency where one goes, oh, wow. And the more you sit in that frequency of wonderment, the more wonders happen to you. So every single day, this is just something right in the middle of it. If you can actually go around and say, oh, wow, isn't that amazing? At a few things around you, you're going to find that more amazing things are bound to be noticed by you, to be recognized by you, and more amazing things are bound to happen to you, because that's the frequency that you have chosen to sit in. You have chosen to sit in. And that's why I often remind people, be in the frequencies of gratitude. As much as you're going to be in the frequencies of gratitude, you're going to find the outside bringing you more stuff to be grateful about. But even so, as we deal with the day-to-day world, go out, meet with people, so easy it is. So easy it is to come back to being the body form. Why is it so simple? Why is it so easy? Because Earth is that place. It's the characteristic of Earth. So you can never be fully only in the energy space. When people come to me and say, oh, I want to be aware constantly at every point, I just simply want to be aware. And I remind them, it's a daily exercise. It's like going to the loo every single day, doing potty every single day. No, I want to do just one potty and be done with it. And then I should always be clean and clear. It doesn't happen. It's a daily thing. It's going to remind you daily, because every day you're out and you're in the body space. And only through awareness of yourself, a reminder to yourself to bring the finger back within, is what will bring you back into the energy space. When you're only playing in the body, you don't have that choice. But don't think that you can only play in energy space. You cannot. Not while you are on Earth, not while you are physically present on Earth. You can never be just simply energy, completely be without judgment. No. Why? Because Earth is a place where we have chosen to come and experience judgments. And so the one thing that we do again and again, when we come into awareness, we also come into awareness of the quality of judgments that we are making. Earlier, we might be making judgments like, I don't know how to do this. Oh, I'm not adequate. I am not sufficient. I'm not a good person. I'm not a good mother. I'm not a good spouse. Whatever judgments that you're making, we make judgments on that front. And then when we become aware of ourselves that we are going to make judgments, then what is the judgment that I tell people to make? The one judgment that you sit with at all times, I am awesome. I am awesome. What is it? It's also a judgment. But why do we keep making judgments? Because that is the characteristic of the planet that we are currently on. We cannot exist on this planet in that middle place. The pendulum will move from here to there, but in moments of awareness, when we are aware that we are not just the body, in those moments of awareness, the pendulum will drop. The pendulum will drop for those moments as much as you can be in moments of awareness. And so I keep giving you tools. I keep giving you tools to experience more and more awareness, but to let you know that if you're not meeting awareness 24/7, don't beat yourself up. You won't be there. You've come to experience every emotion. And now you can experience every emotion with awareness when you understand that you are not just the body. If you think of yourself as just the body, the finger will roam around everywhere, again and again, and it'll deprive you of the true joy of being. That is what happens when we are constantly moving our finger outside. Somebody will hurt us, somebody will make us angry, and our finger will constantly go to them. And the solution will not be forthcoming, because for us to be happy, that person has to be less judging, that person has to improve themselves, that person has to vanish from our lives. That's not the answer to what we are going to experience, because no, even if all of these things happen, even if everybody vanishes, all the people that you love are only the ones around you, you will find that that too will shift in a moment. Why? Because your energy, your frequency is simply going to change the actors' roles around you. And so you can continue to be in the body, and you will be deprived of the true joy of simply being. And that's where we arrive at when we are able to look at ourselves as energy constantly, without expecting the outside to change, without expecting any shift to happen in the outside universe. We actually begin to feel so much more joy and so much more calm and peace right within, when we understand ourselves as being energy. And that's the only thing, something that I've been telling people, and I'll even talk about this to you. Somebody said, oh, you come these days and you explain so much, and we understand everything so much better because you come and explain things so beautifully. I've been explaining things, pretty much the same things, for the last 4 years. Yeah, same things. I don't say anything different. I only say, look within, don't get into stories outside, bring the finger back within. You are where the creation is happening. These are the 4 or 5 things that I say. How much more clarity can you get from my words? They mean the same. But that's not the place. The place where the action is actually happening is the energy. And sometimes I remember that, and sometimes I forget that. But I've got to keep you entertained so that you come over here and be in my energy. And so I pick up different topics every Saturday. I pick up different topics, every weekday when I'm conducting programs, my Expect Miracles program. But I am simply talking about the same thing. Yet you feel like you're receiving more, because the game is in the energy. So I was actually telling somebody, when they explain so beautifully, we understand so well. And I said to them, scam hai. It's a scam. I'm running a scam, simply because it's not about what I speak. All of these thousands of words that I speak, all of these thousands of things that I write every single day. Well, it's a bloody scam. Because even through the writing, it's not like you're getting more clarity from the writing. No. As a matter of fact, you're tuning more into the energy of Meenal, just because. Just a second, let me mute somebody. There's a participant. Kinjal is to be muted. Okay, fine. All right. So I was telling them, I said, I'm running a scam out here for the last 4 years, coming every Saturday, speaking on Expect Miracles, speaking, and all of you, gathering over here to listen to me again and again. And you even understand, oh, this one, it was so much clear when she said this today. So many of my layers got released. The work actually happens in the energies. When you tune into the energy of answers, you come to the answers yourself. Whatever I was doing at that time, I might be singing lullabies, but you'll say, oh, what amazing lullabies you sing. I get all my answers from your lullabies. But it's not about the words, but I keep you engaged. Why? Because all of us come from so many different analytical spaces. We want to understand things. We want the knowledge. We think that the knowledge is what is going to shift us. What I speak, that knowledge is already in 1,000 books. It's been coming from there to here, and everybody is speaking the same thing. There is nothing new that I speak. But yes, what happens over here, what I do understand, what I do know is that when you are tuned into my frequency, and right now, through just being engaged with me in my speaking and you being here in the presence, the energy of answers is what you are getting tuned into. And so that energy gives you your next path, your next step. When you're stuck in the body, this energy path might not even appeal to you. It won't appeal to you. You won't understand, and it won't appeal to you. And you will judge me as, oh, she talks nonsense. This is not possible. So many people say, no, how is it even possible to live life like this? It's not possible. And I simply laugh then too. Why? Because you came to earth. You came to earth to experience whatever earth is all about. And so if I'm giving you the path of ease and grace, and it's not appealing to you, your circulations around the planet Earth are still remaining. It's not that you will not reach, it's just that your experiences of Earth are yet not over. And when they are over, me, somebody, someone will bring you to this point of oneness. Why? This is the only place where everybody is coming to. Somebody today, somebody another day, everybody is completing their circulations, their experiences around the Earth planet. And so when we are here, we are already, you are here only because you're already wanting to become more aware of the energies of ease and grace. And if that's the path, that path will always be there. However, it's not that this is the only path that will be there. That's the point I'm making. You are here on Earth. Every path will keep showing up every single day. Through the awareness, you will decide which one you wish to walk. It's a walk every day. It's a path. It's a choice every day, every moment, whether we want to operate from the body space or whether we want to operate from the energy space. Let's see, is there any question? I don't know what's with the lights and everything. I can't read anything today. I can't even see any chats. Okay, there are some chats around. Let's see. Okay, hot evening from Delhi. Yes, people saying hello. Sci-fi thriller. Yes. And we came to Earth to experience being Meenal. Yes, indeed. The Meenal frequency, the one that I tune into as well. That frequency is not just now, it's not just a growth that's happening through me. Each time that somebody experiences a newer level of, let us say, surrender or faith or all of that stuff while being in the Meenal frequency, because it's the energy, it is shared with everyone else. This is so amazing to understand yourself as energy and what you are transmitting. Even when you say, I am Meenal, and you experience something, the experience of yours, which holds surrender or faith to another level, that experience is already being passed on to whoever is saying, I am Meenal. Because there is no one Meenal. It's a frequency of joy. It's a frequency of masti. It's a frequency of faith and surrender. And the name that was given to me to speak out, okay, that's your frequency. So you call it the frequency of Meenal. But what's in a name? Really, nothing. When you are tuned into that energy, when you are tuned into the energy of Meenal, who is Meenal in that moment? Who is joyful in that moment? Who is sitting in faith in that moment? Who is sitting in surrender? Who is sitting in masti? It is you. And so it's your frequency with or without a name tag attached to it. And that's what we begin to understand when we don't think of ourselves as just the body. Many people in the initial days, at least, when they would come to me and they would say, we're tuning into your energies. Can you feel me? And I'm like, no, thousands of people are tuning into that energy. I don't need to tune in. It's the energy from where I take my energy as well. And I'm simply opening up that khazana because I've understood that knowledge has been given to me to go and spread this knowing to be shared with everyone. That is just a frequency and anybody can tune into it. So I don't feel it because I'm simply in the body, enjoying my body experience. What you are doing is not taking energy from me. You're taking the energy from the place that I take energy from. Somebody had a question. Let's talk to Dhara.
Okay, ma'am, I wanted to ask that as you said that 99% is energy and 1% is body. So this power से हम लोग बोलते हैं, देखते हैं, the power through which we can speak or see things or do our daily activities. It's also a part of energy or it is different?
No, darling, it's a part of our energy only.
Okay.
Because everything of ours is moving with energy.
Achha.
Even the food that we eat, what do we say? Ki once we eat the food, what do we get? We get energy.
Okay. Okay.
So everything is energy. Everything is energy.
Okay.
And then this is matter. In the body form, we are matter. So we're actually energy only, but in the body form, having experiences as the experiencer.
Okay. Okay.
And the 99% energy is the one creating the experience.
Achha, okay.
So there's a creator, which is 99%, but you need a body
Okay.
to experience. If you are in the frequency of anger, you need a body to experience the anger. By itself, it means nothing.
Achha. Baki, the totality is 100% energy, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
okay.
when you are aware, when you become aware that you are not just the body, you are the body and energy. In that moment, you are living the totality.
Achha.
And that 100, that moment of awareness, where you are operating from that awareness, that it's my creation. My energy of anger is creating this. When you are able to own that, when the finger is completely within, that moment, you are 100. The 100 is what we call the source.
Achha, achha.
The
Okay.
one.
Okay, so the 1% is only the body to experience things, right? Oh, got it.
Otherwise, how will you experience? The minute your body drops dead, experiences are over, no?
Over, yeah. And
The body is here to
energy
experience.
goes back to the space, right?
Energy is everywhere.
Okay.
Energy goes back nowhere.
Achha.
Energy is already everywhere.
Okay, so after we die, leaving the body, where
Yes.
the energy goes, where that power inside our body goes.
The power inside our body, the energy inside our body merges with the energy that we are.
Achha. Okay.
And this also comes, this question itself comes from a very tiny little space of, okay, I'm this body, where will I go?
Okay.
But you are not just this body. In this now, you are existing in many shapes, many forms, in many places. But your awareness right now is here of this body. When you sleep in the night, the awareness is roaming here and there. Your dreams are not necessarily all tied up. You have some random dreams. But that's because the awareness is not just here.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So you are not just one body. When this body dies, this energy will become part of, the energy space till it takes another body. It'll take another body. But you're already in a million body forms.
So even after we die, the energy remains permanently.
Just a second. Now, this is physics, okay? Have you not heard energy cannot be destroyed?
Yes.
So we are doing a physics chapter. You're asking me a physics question.
Okay. Thank you for solving.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Any other questions? And somebody writes saying, if we are enjoying dancing, but someone comes in anger, spreads bad words around, what should we do? What should we do? Whatever you feel like doing. You do whatever you feel like doing, because this is not about what action you should take. It's a body. It will take an action or not take any action, but it's still a body. When you understand yourself as energy, it's not about what should I do, what should I not do. Even in a day, should I wear red today? Should I not wear red today? It's Tuesday. Should I eat non-veg today? Should I not eat non-veg today? It's not about, when you understand yourself as energy, these questions of should I not, what should I, these questions actually vanish. What is the only question that remains? When somebody has come, let me repeat, when somebody, you're dancing, and somebody has come and somebody is saying bad words or something in anger, the question that you will ask when you're operating from energy space, the question you will ask is, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? So when somebody comes in anger and spreads the anger and spreads bad words, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling angry. Great, then. The outside scenario just got created so you could also experience anger with 20 other people. But whose anger is it that you are experiencing? Is it that fellow's anger that you're experiencing? Nope. It's your anger frequency now that you are experiencing. And when will you figure that out? You will figure that out when you are sitting in the energy space. When you are sitting in the body space, you'll be asking questions about, what should I do? Should I do this? Is this the right thing to do? Is that the wrong thing to do? How can I take this? They should not be taken. This is where your mind will be circling around, finger on him, finger on her. Somebody's anger, somebody's this. The finger not back within. That is when we are operating from the body space. In the energy space, oh, this is my creation. What creation of mine is this? I never created this. You did. What frequency of yours created this will be answered by, what am I feeling? If the answer to that is, oh, I'm feeling really helpless, then it's your frequency of helplessness that needs to be worked on. As far as the outer action goes, the outer action is inconsequential. Whatever action you take, the energy underneath the action is what creates the consequences. The energy, if you are feeling helpless and you try to do something, the outside will still continue to create more helplessness for you. Why? Because it's your energy of helplessness and you haven't observed it. So when you begin to observe your energy, that's when you're in the energy space. Otherwise, well, like the rest of us, everybody simply moving in the body space, everybody is looking outside. Oh, I was doing fine. I was happily dancing, but that fellow came and that fellow said this and that fellow did this and the two of them fought. What should I have done? In the energy space, what you would have done, look at your energy. What am I feeling? And from that space, first release, a funny question. Well, initially, when I used to talk to people about energy and how this, so when somebody said, this is ridiculous. If in front of you, two people are killing each other, one's got a pistol out and the other's got a dagger out and whatever, they're fighting, what will you do? You will not stop them. I said, no, that will happen second. The first thing I will do is I will look at the two of them fighting and I will observe within to say, what am I feeling? And if I'm feeling worried and fearful that, oh my God, they're going to kill each other. Oh my God, this is going to be terrible. They shouldn't be doing this. If I'm feeling worry, anxiety, bad, fear, whatever it is that I'm feeling, I will first be working on my own self. I will be working on my own self, changing my energy to that of joy and masti. उसके बाद जाके मैं दोनों को खुद को ही बंदूक से गोली मार दूं, पर पहले मैं अपनी एनर्जी को जॉय और मस्ती में डालूं. Because from there, all the consequences, when I go and stop them right now, and I'm sitting in the energy of fear, what am I transmitting to them? I'm transmitting fear. When I change my energy into joy and I go to them, what am I transmitting to them? I'm now transmitting joy. The consequences will be created from the energy. Yes, hopefully I answered that for you, Sonali. Okay, so body is only the tool to experience a human being. Only the tool to experience, the body is only a tool. Yeah, the body is only because without the body, the energy of anger is in the air. Who is picking up that energy and creating from it? Who is growing that energy? We are not just the experiencers, we are also the ones who push the frequencies into a higher and higher space. Look at COVID. When COVID happened, the frequency of the frequency of fear was at a certain place. And then when everybody got together and created so much fear, what happened to the frequency of fear? The frequency of fear itself rose for the entire universe. And so, well, that was a collective movement of fear frequency moving up, but it doesn't have to be collective. Each of us every day, through the experiences we are having, our energy field creates our experience, and through experiencing that experience, we contribute back to the energy field. So that is what I was just talking about this when I actually mentioned that when in the frequency of Meenal, when you say I take energy from Meenal, you will be able to experience the surrender, the faith that exists in Meenal frequency. But as you experience that surrender, that faith, and you will create your own experience and you will grow the frequency of surrender and faith as well. You are doing this all the time, no matter which frequency you are sitting in. When you are sitting in fear, you grow the fear frequency. When you are sitting in faith, you grow the faith frequency, not just for yourself, but for the entire universe. You're moving the entire frequencies of the universe along. It also applies to non-living things. I'm not too sure. I don't have the answer to that one. I think that everything resonates. There's a vibration with everything. But as far as emotions go, I'm not really sure that a stone feels angry. So till the time, I'm not going to be able to answer Maniji Guide, but the whole point is that till the time we are experiencing that emotion, this emotion is taken on by us and then grown. And so Mani says, no, non-living things are simply tools. And that's the answer. Okay. That was a fun question. It's like, I've never thought of that before. So Mani says, no, tools are simply tools. And they're there so that you, the living, can experience the emotion. So when you say we need to work on our emotion, you mean doing the release to the candle, right? Well, candle is just one part of the entire release process. The first part, and that I mentioned that in the candle process, the first part is actually acceptance. Acceptance of what? The first acceptance is it's just a frequency. I'm experiencing the frequency, but it's just a frequency. Whether it's anger, it's just a frequency. Whether it's sadness, it's just a frequency. Whether it's Meenal frequency, it's just a frequency. It's going to give you different experiences. Anger feels different to the heart. Sadness feels a little different to the heart. Meanal frequency feels a bit different to the heart, yet it's just a frequency. So firstly, that acceptance that it's just a frequency, and right now it's mine. I'm tuned into this frequency, but it's just a frequency. And so from that space, then the release happens. Because now what are you releasing? Otherwise, you could be like, oh, he did that, and I'm so angry at him. Let me release the anger. The anger is not going to get released. The anger is going to keep coming back to you. Why? Because you haven't owned the anger. You haven't understood. The finger is still outside thinking, he did that, she did that, and so I'm feeling angry. No, it's not about them doing it. It's about you experiencing your frequency. And so the first step being acceptance, and then you go ahead and release because it's just a frequency. I can release it. But why can you release it? Because it's just a frequency. That's where the release actually happens. So yes, that's when you need, you use the candle process, and then gratitude to them for showing you your frequency of anger. Gratitude to them for showing you your frequencies of joyfulness. But gratitude to them because the frequency belongs to you and they are the one who just played it out for you. That's the place. Okay. Seems impossible to be in a frequency of joy when you see something really cruel. Wonderful. This is exactly the topic of today. When you are simply in the body. That's exactly how you will be looking at things, looking at outside and say, I cannot be in the frequency of joy because outside is so sad. And that's when you have identified yourself so much with the body that you cannot understand the vastness of the creation and the perfection of every frequency. We came to Earth to experience Earth frequencies of duality and polarity. And so you can only do that. You can only experience the duality, the separation. Oh, that person is so cruel and I'm not. And you can only experience that when you are sitting in the body space. And so if you find it totally impossible, well, that's okay. Your time right now is to complete the circulations a little bit more. But any time that you feel that you are done with the struggle and you'd like to move to the frequency of joy, understand that it's just a frequency. And just the way that your television can put on 4 different programs all at the same time. On one channel, it's showing fire and earthquake and news, and which is all bad. On the other program, it is actually at the same time showing a comedy channel. And now it's up to the viewer to see whether they would like to watch the news channel or they would like to watch the comedy channel. And it's as simple as switching the television channel. So if you find it's impossible to switch on a television channel and to change the channel, it's just you are being in the, I'm here in this channel and this is my only channel. And that's exactly the topic of today, that when you're in the body, you will only be operating from that limited space of this is me and this is you and this is right and this is wrong. And that's the body experience. So that's how it goes. How to shift your energy of joy and what is with my glasses today? Can't even read. How to shift your energy of joy and masti when I want people closest to me to be in that frequency as well. I see some of my families in anger, disgust, fear, and I shifted for them by changing my frequency. Please share your insights, darling, whoever this is. I'm really bad, but I think I seem to be wearing either wrong glasses or the screen of this is very bright today and I can't see, but whoever this is, the name, Yayati. Okay. So Yayati, I finally read your name. How to shift your energy of joy when I want people closest to me. I'm only going to stay with one question here, especially because I know you're part of the program right now. The one question that you're going to ask yourself is, what am I feeling? So when my family is in anger, when my family is feeling disturbed, when my family is feeling unhappy, what am I feeling? If the finger hasn't come back within, I'll also give you it's an easy example. So let's say you're sitting and your friend comes and sits with you and he's very sad. And you say all kinds of nice things to him to make him feel better, but you're also very sad with whatever has happened to him. Now, how many people are sad in the room? Now, it's not just one. Now, it's two people that are in the room who are sad. What has happened to the sadness? It's multiplied. Yeah. So the only way that you can actually, and that will only happen when you've addressed your energy first. What am I feeling? When they are angry with each other and when they are fighting, I am feeling very sad. I'm feeling helpless. I'm feeling disturbed. I'm feeling disappointed. Whatever, the answer lies in your frequencies. What am I feeling? And when you know what you're feeling, you will begin to release what it is that you're feeling. When you are releasing all of that, now you will be moving towards the frequency of joy. I take energy from Meenal, I am Meenal. You move a little bit to lightness. Now, what are you transmitting? You are transmitting a little bit of joy. They might be in a place where they wish to pick up your joy. They might not be in a place where they wish to pick up your joy. Their experiences of sadness might be remaining. You can't change their energy, their path, their orbit. You cannot. Why? Because it's their energy field that decides for them what experiences are remaining for them. But what can you do for them? You can send energies of unconditional love. Unconditional love. Where will that happen from? That will happen from a place of honoring their journey. And when will you honor their journey? You can only honor their journey when you are not sitting in the body, but sitting in the energy space, knowing that they too are just a frequency. They too are Shiva. No matter how downtrodden they look, it's a costume. When you're able to see that costume, but when will you be able to see the costume? Just as I took the answer, a question from somebody said, I cannot look at this as a costume. This is reality. Yes, till the time you're going to sit in the body space, you will not be able to observe the energy. I'm not just this body. Then they too are not just this body. They too have this beautiful, amazing energy field which is out here to experience earth frequencies. And earth frequencies are all about polarity and duality. Okay, you've been brought here. Just because you're in a family doesn't mean that you're all here for the same kind of experiences. Absolutely not. Each one, even a 2-year-old child, has their own energy field. Because the energy didn't get created, didn't get destroyed. It's just carrying on. And now you have learned to transform. You first transform your energy so that when you are sitting and I just talked about it, when two people are going to be killing each other, what am I going to do? I'm going to look within first. Because with me being perturbed and sad and angry, I'm only adding to the energies of the room, which are already that. So I will first bring myself to joy. I will bring myself. And how easy is it to bring yourself to joy? Tune into the frequency of me. I release this and I tune into this other channel. I pick up the remote. I change the channel. That's how easy it is when you begin to understand energy. And since you're beginning, but you've asked, I want everybody to move with me. If I'm going to wanting, and nobody's moving with me. What am I going to feel? Totally powerless and totally helpless and totally frustrated. But I've got this amazing tool of the candle. Why aren't they doing it? When they are not doing it, what am I feeling? I'm feeling powerless, helpless, frustrated. Okay, then. These are my frequencies which have shown up through them. Thank the actor. Thank you for not doing the bloody candle. Because you didn't do the candle, I'm able to see all my energies. So the finger has to, if you're going to look at yourself as energy, the finger has to come back on yourself with that one question, what am I feeling? And from that space, shift will happen not on the outside first, but on the inside first. And you will be calm because you've honored their journey. You've honored whatever the journey is. If the journey is to kill each other and finish off this life, okay then, because it's a costume, they must be ready for the next play. And so to be able to be at peace within, only then will you transmit peace outside. And that's why, I always talk about this funny story everywhere. You might have even heard it, that when people come to me, there are many people, mothers will send their children to me and they're like, my son is feeling suicidal. Can you please talk to him? And then, maybe you can help him. And then, they would have told the son that, look, this lady can help you. You're feeling suicidal, she'll help you. And I immediately say to them, yes, you're feeling suicidal, I can definitely help you. What would you like? I can send you a rope. I can send you some pills. I can help you. Yeah. And then they're completely confused as to, mother said, ye suicide karne se mana karegi, but she's still helping me with my suicide. But where am I sitting when I'm making these suggestions to them? I'm sitting in masti. I'm not sitting in worry, oh, I have to save this person. This person might commit suicide. This is a story. And if he's come to me, my job is to be in my frequency. Then what will he receive? My frequency. When I start to worry whether he's going to live, beta aise mat karna, what am I telling to him? I'm giving my fears. He's only adding on to his fears. Yeah. So all the family that you see around, and then when they come and they're like, oh, but what should I do? I was like, beta, tu mere paas aa gaya, ab tu suicide to kya hi commit karega? I'm sorry. That opportunity is lost to you. Nobody ever has committed suicide. Why? Because they tune into the frequency of masti. And it's the energy where the work happens, not through the words. Not through the words, but through the energy that we are sitting in. I can tell him thousands of, life is beautiful, life is amazing, you must experience. Does it change your energy?
No.
The quickest, easiest way is for you to be transmitting that energy. Then everybody around is receiving it. But whether they wish to take it or not take it, you have to honor that other person. They are the energy field. They are Shiva. They're Shiva.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Take a bucket of popcorn and watch whatever is happening then. Yes. Okay. Do we carry? Achha, I have to. There's so many questions. Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Moment by moment. Wonderful. Thank you for this ease and grace. Absolutely. I love you too. Also, you look gorgeous. Thank you very much. I love it. Itna der laga ke I dress up for my Saturday webinar. So thank you very much. Okay. Do we carry the last life frequencies? Absolutely. There is no separation from a life to life when it comes to frequencies. Energy does not play in time. A life in the body plays in time. So when you're thinking of yourself as only as body, then you will think of one life and what will happen after life. Energy is simply energy. So this concept, even though how much ever we want to talk about energy, we are so limited in the body that we cannot totally grasp how vast we are. And so that is why when I say these lines, I'm the sun, I'm the moon, I'm the universe. I know that one part of me knows all of that. And yet, if I start to analyze, I cannot grasp. How am I the sun? How am I the moon? Because it's not to grasp. It's not to grasp over here. It's to know. It's to know over here that I am the sun, the moon, and everything, because everything in my universe, I am. And I am the creator of my life. And now, how beautiful is it that the creation is only through frequencies, and frequencies are changeable? How amazing it is that whatever you are carrying from past 400 lives will not take you 400 lives to change. No, you will come to it because frequency, even if you've been watching, in my times, in my days and times, it was only the frequency of Doordarshan that used to exist. DD1 was the only channel that played. And so for about 30 years of my life, I watched only DD1. Oh, and there was a DD2 as well. That choice happened later. But when 600 programs became available to me and I knew I had a choice to watch anything, how much time did it take for me? Not 30 years. I picked up I signed on to those frequencies. I picked up the remote and I changed the channel. And that's how easy it is. Till the time our earth experiences were to continue, we continued to experience the same frequencies over and over again. And then our energy has brought us to this place where we begin to understand energies. And once we begin to understand energies, choices and choices become open. What am I going to create in my universe? Am I going to create more of the helplessness, or am I done with it? If I'm done with it, let me create some joy now. That's just a frequency, but then this is also just a frequency, and I can change from any frequency to any other frequency just by picking up the remote. And so that's where we are at with that. So yes, absolutely, we carry the last 5 frequencies and then we can change it. Okay. Okay, so we are done with all the questions. And I think pretty much so many tools happened during the session itself. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And now, simply imagine you are in a drama production. It's a production and you are in it. And the director is standing in front of you and explaining to you the ras. You know, you have so many rasas, so many emotions. The hasya ras, which is the energy of laughter. The krur ras, the energy of cruelty. All of the rasas, vibhats, krodh, all of the rasas are being explained to you. And you have to simply act them out. You have to act them out. So in one moment, right now, in this energy, you're sitting and you're in a play. And now make a face as if you're so angry. Make an angry face. And now make a sad face. You're here to show the director you can act really well. So come on, put up a good face. Make a face. Make an angry face. Make a sad face. Make a smiling face. Make a shy face. You're shy now. Make a loving face. Make a hating face. Make a fearful face. You're looking at a ghost on the screen. Make a fearful face. Make a laughing face. all of these experiences, every minute, you could simply change them. At the drop of a hat, as soon as the director told you, you were able to change them. And that's exactly what life is all about. Your energy, the director, it puts up scenes in front of you, and you respond to that with an emotion. And that's all there is. And the director changes the scene, and you experience something different. And so, a very, very short meditation today. The meditation is over. But it was all to show you how beautifully, how easily the emotions are changed as per the director. And in life, your energy is the director, and it changes your frequencies, your emotions. But the minute you realize that, the minute you realize that you are the director and you are the actor, now you choose your scene, you choose your energy, you choose your emotion. The shortest, no, and there was one shorter meditation than this. This wasn't a meditation really in the true sense of it, but I'm sure all of you are smiling. All right, everybody. Lots and lots of love. Talk to you shortly. Till then, bye, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you.
Ma.
Lots and lots of love. Bye.